Okay, this one is hanging off, is where the pipes come down from overflows and bits and pieces. That one is in there somewhere, maybe. No, maybe not. Oh, that comes in, doesn't it? And there's another one there. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. That is... what is that one? Maybe off the fuel or something. Yeah, this is not good. This, which holds this, also, I think holds the main stand. And if you look up here, it's missing. I think it's meant to have a bolt. And it's standing on the main stand, so it needs to come off onto the side stand. See if we can find out how that's meant to be attached. Okay, back outside next day, taking this bolt out of here, through there, and the main stand there. Going to go and try and find a nut for it, and trying to figure out whether on the back end of here there should have been a nut that was captive, i.e. welded onto the frame, or whether it's loose. But what I can see from the manuals and diagrams for spare parts, it shows this, but it doesn't show the nut that would go onto the end. So I'm looking for a nylock nut and possibly some sort of very fine fibre silicone washer things to go on this side and this side to allow it to swing freely. And whilst we're at it, we might take this off and get it looked at for having a respray job, cleaned up, shot blasted and resprayed. That's the main stand. At the moment it's on the side stand, and I always feel it's a lot of weight on a little stand. So coming round, this bolt goes through there, and then goes through the stand and comes through to the other side. But the other side doesn't have a bolt attached. Don't know if you can see that. It should have a bolt somewhere down there. I don't think you can get in close enough. Should have a bolt on there. Sorry, a nut on there, but it doesn't seem to. Whereas the other side, there, actually, in fact, it's there, the darkened mass does have a nut. But I don't know whether it's tack welded on or not, but again, replacement part diagrams doesn't show it. Okay, now I've got that working. We've taken, and this is on the other side of the bike by the way, just so that we're all aware, That bolt's ready to come out, ready for the stand to come down. The nut that was on the other side, around here, don't know if you can see where my finger is, just in there, is this one here. And it's supposed to be tack welded on by the looks of it. Proper little, it's a grubby little thing, but you can see the shiny bits there, and I reckon that was meant to be welded to the body. Which either the spot welds have come loose. We're going to try and put on a nylock and see what happens. You know, until you take the frame apart, that's going to be difficult to actually spot weld that back on right under there. So I think that's the sensible answer for the time being. Right, see if we can get this thing off without the bike falling on me. Otherwise we're in big trouble. Big trouble with little China. Trouble. Don't get too close in and try and get ready to pull the weight away. Right. God. This isn't having any of it, is it? I'll just carry on. Unscrewing it. Is that working? No, just going around. It's not. Oh, there we go. Right. Having it on the side stand just makes you a little bit conscious of your own mortality here. Christ. Need to try and look into the ABBA stand. See, I've got it, but I don't think I've got, well, I haven't got the CBR 1000F attachments required. Right, let's just keep going with this. God. Is it coming out? It's obviously remember which way this piece goes on. Can't be too difficult. It's got a little locating lug there that goes in there. The bolt goes in there. Right. So this should come down. Let's put that there for a second. So yeah, we've taken it out of there. The stand's just now not got bolts through anywhere. It's held up by the spring mechanism up here, so that's got to come down and see where we get to. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. Right, had to pull off the far side, the right hand side, before I could get the left hand side out. It is now just hanging by the spring. But that's okay, so we're going to take that off. I've just got to work out how that comes off. Now we haven't got the pressure on it, and I haven't got the worry of the bike falling over on me. I know it's on the side stand, but I don't feel comfortable. It just feels a little bit unnerving. So what we'll do is get rid of that mark on there. I don't want to damaging the paintwork anymore. It's an old girl, you know. She don't need it. Let's see. That looks like it might go up and come off. There you go. So that's the mechanism going up like that. This little C-clip coming down to the spring, and that's what pulls it up, held on by that piece there. Right, let's have another closer look at this. God, these gloves are really turning. No wonder you use throwaway nitrile gloves. Right, so bushes in there and there which have got to come out. This is the spring which will come off like so. I'll get this one taken out, bushes out, taken up to be sandblasted and then sprayed. I think, don't know, maybe that isn't. And this piece here won't do the spring, although this piece of rubber looks like somebody may have been spraying it whilst it was in situ. But yeah, and then we'll come back. Oh my god, that's gone quite the way through. Maybe that's not so good. I don't know, have a look on eBay. This is what stands up against the underneath of the frame, and it stands like that, and the frame sits across here supporting the weight of the bike. You think how big and heavy these things are. Right, later. Okay, just about to push out the bushes, and I don't know if you can see that they come out really easily. That's why you've got the paper. Put that there, and then they just slide out. Obviously they'll need to be greased up, put back in, and those gaps there will need to be protected during the sandblasting, because I'm going to start taking stuff off and have these things rattling around. Oh, I wonder what that rattle is. There's enough stuff that could rattle on this girl already without making it worse. Alright, let's have a look at the other one. It's a gentle push. Grab it. And out it comes again. Yeah, we'll need greasing up when it goes back in. Yeah, it's looking tidy. Okay. And it's looking underneath. Like that. Across the other side. Hopefully that's showing it. Right, let's open up the small little bit first. Right, we might need to go a bit more. I'm not going to save this bubble out. This is the spring hanger bracket, shot blasted and done. Looks rather smart, looks like that's good. Right, now for the main stand. Where's this one? Right, straight through on that one. So what do we do with this? Ooh, it's like Christmas. Pass the parcel. Birthday time. Right. What do we got? Yeah. All looking rather tidy. Yep, happy with that. Bring you around it on it. Yeah. Nice. That looks the part, doesn't it? very good. Pleased with that. Right, laid out, new brackets, a bit to go on the other side, the new washers, nuts, that's the old one, and the bits that would have been welded on. We're going to go with these slightly lock nutting on, but the thread is right, it's 1.25, an M10, and yeah, so this should be good. But we've got to fit it, and we may have a small problem. I have already taken the inserts, greased them and put them in. I've done it with some of this stuff here. I mean, it's just multi-purpose grease, ideal use on wheel bearing universal joints, chassis components, high melting point lithium based grease with extreme pressure additives, suitable for most automotive applications, including wheel bearings, universal joints and chassis lubrication. So that's in there. $6.90 for the local motor factors, and we'll see. So this one now needs to be fitted up on here, but I do have a small problem. Don't know if you can see it, but this has got a bit of a kink in. It's not straight like that one. It's got a bit of a kink. Now that could have been before. It had a kink before it went off to the shot blasters and powder coating. Didn't notice it, have now, and I'm wondering whether that's going to cause a problem when we fit it up, because this side is going to go to there on this side of the bike. This one shouldn't be a problem, so we'll see if we can fit this and then try and get that sorted out with linkage for the hook on there with the spring to bring it up. Well, let's just see how it goes. Okay, you're going to have a little go at a test fit. You can possibly see, I'll get the camera in here. That and that is the left hand side of the bike, main stand holders, and that is the right hand side of the bike's main stand holder. So we're going to test fit it up. This was the side that we were having the problem, and we'll see how it looks. I'm going to see if I can set them up with 2 screwdrivers going in, and see if it can be fitted that way, trial fit, before doing a proper job. Let us investigate. Right, first screwdriver. I'm not putting in the linkage at the moment. Right, that's in. So now we just got to see if we can get this to do with this one. Oh God, chewing things around a bit there. And the simple answer to that is no, it's not. Yeah, no, it did. It has, but it's not right. Okay, well, let's see if I can put this one through. It's going to be it's a tight fit. No, that's well out. It's one thing with a thin screwdriver. It's another thing when you've got to bolt that thing. There's, you know, a tight fit. I'll remove that. Does that make any difference? No. No, it doesn't. I think that has a locating lug. That has come through. But this one is off. And you can probably see there it's off by quite a bit, and that isn't going through that hole, it's dropped, which will be in line with this bending that way. So this really thick piece of metal, which is thicker than the tube, will need to be straightened or a new stand acquired. Oh my god. So, replacement stand, original stand, and you can see these two line up. This one doesn't. We've yet to trial fit this one, but this one's in black. Obviously it will be silver. We'll get it shot blasted, then we'll paint it. I'm quite sure what we're going to paint it with, whether we'll have it powder coated like this or not, I'm not sure, because obviously a few chips and it's coming apart. Right, the big point is this: the replacement one is straight, that is straight, that is twisted. So hopefully this is all going to work out. A few little bits, this is slightly different from that, but otherwise looking pretty cool. It's going to come off the tree. These look okay. The surface of those looks good. That's where it rests up on the bike. The bike sits across here, and this is just the pivot arms, but obviously a little bit of support from this underneath. A little rusty, but you'd expect that from being up on the ground. Up on the ground, maybe down on the ground might be the better one. This one had actually worn away, whereas this one's in better shape. I mean, obviously when I had it shot blasted and powder coated, it didn't make any difference. It's still there. So we'll come back to you after we've trial fitted it. Might even take you on that journey too. Right, stand is here. Let's get it into position. Got the nuts and bolts. That's the far side, left hand side one, the right hand side one, the old nut, and this is the near side one, which is the right hand side one. I'm not going to put on the new nuts, just want to check it for fitting. Then we've got to sort out this one to get it cleaned up and stuff. Right, down here, yeah, that one. I'm not going to put the bracket on for the, oh god, here we go, a little bit of wiggling around. I'm not going to put the return spring for the stand on at the moment. This is only a trial fit. Let's see if we can get it to, yeah, that's gone through. Right, only a little bit of thread is showing on this side. Now this one has to go in there and through, and that's it then. You see, that'll be in the up position when the spring pulls it up, down, which then needs the bike to be turned up, and then foot power and pull backwards. But that's working nicely, nice and loose. So we just need to get this stand stripped and painted. It should be in silver for this bike, not black. So watch this space. Right, here we are. Freshly back from the paint shop, not paint shop, that was back from the paint shop. This one's back from the sandblasters. They cleaned it up, did it all in one day, really good. So this is actually been stripped. It was black, and it's now gone. What is interesting, there is still bits of shot blasting material that comes out of this if you shake it, which obviously I've shaken as much as I can out, but we're going to need to sort of hang it. I'm going to probably use my trusty tripod here. When I move this around, I'll turn it into some sort of hanging mechanism so that I can hang the item off and leave it over there to dry overnight before putting on potentially a second coat, but we'll see how the first coat goes. So I'm going to do it with Hammerite Smooth. This is this stuff, direct to rust metal paint. I don't know how it's going to turn up against this, which has been powder coated, but I'm expecting it to, it's going to be a cheaper option, and then we'll clean it off. I'm going to clean off any little grubby marks that might still be knocking around, because obviously this process only done so far with some methylated spirits. See how we get on with that, and then we'll make a start with painting it. Okay, so what we're going to do is open up the smooth Hammerite. Just get around, just gently prising it up. There we go. Oh yeah, looks good. Right, we'll put that over there. I decided to take a little bit of this kitchen things, a bit of a skewer piece, and then we're just going to swizzle it around to stir it up, which is what they recommend, right down to the bottom. It's not an ice cream lolly stick, you know, you could have used something like that. You could have used, I did think it was going to be a bit rich if I used the rusty screwdriver, so I think this will be fine. Obviously it's going to come out, it needs to be put somewhere. Try not to get air bubbles into this, because we're not trying to whip it up as though it's some sort of whipped cream thing. Just to mix it around, and then get it like that. And then I've got a bit of rag. This will go in the bin. I'll put that over there. Buff down there. Right. Now for the painting. Okay, I'm going to put you over this way. Don't look at me. Look at this. Okay. In fact, we might bring it around this way. Okay. Nice and clean, brand new, synthetic. Of course, it being silver, and this being a silvery colour, is going to take a bit of doing to make sure we get it right. So methodically working our way round. Right, I think this is going to take a bit of time, but you get the gist of what we're trying to do. And I don't think there's any point you guys watching me paint this. It'd be too painful. It'd be the literal term of watching paint dry. Okay. Where we're at today is trying to clean up the threads on the bolts. I'm going to use a wire brush, a small one, to go in there, but I'm also going to use some of this gunk. It's engine degreaser, but it actually degreases, removes grime, grease and stains. So we're going to use a little bit on that, because what I want it to do is work with the thread lock So, I haven't used this for a long time, like years and years. That's meant to be pulled up. Right. I like that. That hasn't actually ever been used. It's still got the seal intact. There we go. Right. Gonna pour just a little bit in here. Don't need much. We're not like we're cleaning an engine or anything, which is what this stuff's meant to be for. However, get it sloshing around in there, let it work its way. Get the brush fully loaded. So you don't want this near your eyes. Just go around the thread. Don't know if you can see all the little bits in there, but they're coming off. Do need to get some grease on this when it goes through on this part of the shaft, but if I can put that through first and then this greases up, then we should. And we only really need the top piece here to about that sort of level where the nut goes on, because that's all that sticks out when it's gone through the body of the stand and the part on the main frame. And gunk, if you don't know, just washes off with water, but it's pretty potent, so you need to not get it in your eyes. Don't breathe the vapors in, don't, read the bloody container, follow the instructions. Yeah, I think you've got most of it now. One. Let's get the next one done. Yeah. Right. I need to go and get that off my hands. And you can see all of the bits in there. Right. Let me just go and wash my hands. And I'll take these two away. Give them a rinse under a tap. Right. Warm water. Not in the kitchen sink. We're not mixing this kind of chemical up with where we're going to cook and stuff. Nice and clean. New nuts. And what just popped in the post this morning. Loctite. This is going to go on the threads here. And I'll put a little dab inside there. And it works on the basis as it seals up. It then locks. Stopping the thing shaking loose, and that's what the big problem is with why we're where we are at the moment, is because one of these nuts that was welded to the body came loose and then fell off through to vibration, because there will be a lot of vibration down there. Right, so we've got the stand. We're going to get the bits in here. This one was permanently sealed and couldn't come out. I'm going to put the other insert into there, and then we'll do a fit. Right. Put this one in here. We know it fits, but it needs a little bit of grease. But I don't want grease going in there at the moment, because I want to get the threads through with the grease on this bit. So I don't want to put grease in there, only to push it through. I'll put it on the bit that's going to actually rest inside as I do it. So this will go through cleanly, and therefore means the thread lock at the end will work rather than being mucked up. But that does mean putting grease on here very carefully and not getting it inside. So we're just giving it a bit of a dabble. all the way around. Right. In there. Right, clean off the excess. Good. God. Okay, hangers up there, which is going to go on to this point here. We'll put a dab of grease on it in a bit, but not right now. Right now we want to be greaseless. But I think we do probably want to get that on to there. Right, this side needs that in there. So what we managed to do is get this side in, use the screwdriver on that. A lot of argy-bargy. The spring is attached, and now I've got to try and get the other side bolt in. So I might move around to the other side to sort of see what I'm doing rather than trying to do it blind. Plus you've got to put quite a bit of pressure on here. So just about see in there. And obviously putting out too far. See what's got to happen. Fighting that spring to get it to that point, and then slide this one in. Right, let's see what happens, preferably without the bike falling on me. Oh God. Good God, you know what? I think we might have got it done. Gotta just get that in the right place. So close yet so far. You just missed it, guys. I just managed to pull down on that and jiggle it, and it's gone in. But I've got to bring it back out a little bit. Ouch. just a little. Shit, I don't know. You son of a... Oh, it is through. Good God. Right, I don't know if you can see that. But it is through. Right, Loctite. As it goes in, so it'll seal up hopefully. Right, get that lid back on there. Both of these are 14 mil. Put that in there like so. Let's see if I can offer it up. Yeah, there you go, you can see it. That's good. I couldn't find what the main stand was torque-wise, but we should be good with that one. Right, let's get round the other side and see where we are. I may just have cracked this. Don't count your chickens before they have hatched. This time we'll do it from here. See if that makes any difference. It's just a different view. This one should be slightly easier. Do the same old trick. Notice they're slightly serrated, so you should cut in. Really Aurelio. Making sure that these little wire support pieces are actually in the locating lugs. It's starting to go tight. Yeah, that's still movable. That's gone a bit too far. So I have to back it off a bit. No, it's gone too far again. Okay, we'll see how we get on with that. Failing this, of course, having done the job, Failing this, we'll have to take it to somebody with a welder and weld the nuts on as they were originally. And then the bolts will go through. But let's wait and see. I think our weak one will be this, because this has the solid inner sleeve. Right, proof of the pudding, as they say, is will the bike go up on the main stand? And we're about to find out. Main stand will go up and down. Pushed out. Voila. The bike is resting on the main stand. Just need all the fairings to go back on now. Clunk. Cool. Looking good. Pleased with that. Of course, the other part of the equation is, right, it goes up on the stand, but does it go down? It does, and it flicked up. So that's brilliant. Let's try that again. Square it up. There she goes. Main stand, rockety rockety, and then off. Main stand. Cool. Okay, enough doing that. We'll be doing it all day otherwise.